Here is my review of the new Jurassic World movie called Dominion. This is the third in the new trilogy and the sixth Jurassic Park movie overall. And this is the biggest star-studded version of any Jurassic Park movie that they've done yet. And we've got a lot of returning characters. I think at some point during this film, they had just about everybody who's been in all the movies displayed on the screen in one form or another. And keep an eye out for some of those cameos, which are pretty interesting. So we have Chris Pratt returning as Owen Grady. We have Bryce Dallas Howard back as Claire Dearing. Laura Dern is back as Ellie Sattler. Sam Neill is also back as Alan Grant. And Jeff Goldblum is back as Ian Malcolm. All right, we have some returning characters also from the last Jurassic World movie, like Isabella Sermon. She plays Maisie, who we find out was the cloned girl in the last film. We also have BD Wong, who's back as Dr. Henry Wu. And that kind of rounds out, returning cast members. Now, they do have a couple of people that are back from the first Jurassic World movie who used to work with either Chris Pratt's Owen Grady or with Bryce Dallas Howard's character, Claire Dearing. So they do bring in quite a few characters in this. Now, here's what I really liked about this movie. I'm going to talk about what I liked, what I didn't like, and then I'll give you my final review and kind of rank all of the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World movies in how I rate them. We have a newcomer in this film that I haven't seen before. He's new to this series, but he's not new to movies, and I'm probably going to butcher his name, but he was one of the highlights of the film. His name is, I believe it's Mamadou Athie. Now, he plays a guy named Ramsey Cole in the film, and Ramsey Cole has a pretty big role and did a great job. We also have DeWanda Wise. She plays a character called Kayla Watts. And Kayla is also new to the Jurassic World series. And these two characters actually had some pretty big roles to play. I would say DeWanda Wise was probably the most cartoonish character. She was the least grounded, while Mamadou Athie, who played Ramsey Cole, was probably the most grounded actor in the whole series, or in this particular film. So this film picks up where the last one left off. And in the last film, we had Maisie basically on the run. Well, she actually let all the dinosaurs out. And they are now roaming the earth, and this movie starts out with everybody having to deal with the dinosaurs being a part of everyday life. And this movie kind of ties all 6 movies together in a nice bow. I'm not going to give anything away about the story. I think you should go and enjoy this film. We went as a family on Friday, and we actually really enjoyed the film. Now, I didn't think it was a perfect film, but I thought it was a worthy addition to the Jurassic Park franchise and was, to me, much better than the last film. In fact, the last film that they made, the Jurassic, I forget the name of it, the Jurassic World movie prior to this one was the worst of the series. I really did not care for it too much. Rewatched it in getting ready for this one, and just really did not. It's got its moments, but I think the second half really drags and really was unbecoming of a Jurassic Park or Jurassic World film. The acting in this movie was a lot of fun, and this movie is a mashup of a bunch of different movies. I think we've got a little bit of Mission Impossible in here. We've got Jurassic Park in here. We've got the Jurassic World in here. And there are actually other genres like James Bond and a couple of other ones, maybe a Jason Bourne type film. This movie has a very interesting plot to it that has to do with DNA, a biotech company coming in, crops being ruined all over the world. There's some interesting things that are brought into play during this film. I think some of these things kind of mirrored real life. We're seeing a food shortage happening all across the world. I know here in America we're having a lot of vandalism, a lot of processing plants being destroyed. We've got our president coming out saying we're going to have a food shortage, and sure enough, things are happening. In fact, there was a big story over the weekend talking about how movie theaters are going to have a hard time getting popcorn here in the near future because there's going to be a massive popcorn shortage. And how do you have a popcorn shortage? It's one of the easiest things to grow, and if we're having a popcorn shortage, just think about what that's going to mean for other food on grocery store shelves. So people should be aware that there is a massive food shortage coming in real life. But this is, a fiction story, and it just mirrors real life, and it kind of makes it a little uncomfortable. But let's talk about the Jurassic Park aspect of this film. The first half of the movie feels like a Mission Impossible film, straight up. The second half definitely, and especially towards the end, definitely feels like a Jurassic Park movie. It's a great film to bring all the characters together. They each have their own part to play, and it was very well crafted. I like Colin Trevorrow, who he actually directed the first Jurassic World movie, and I really enjoyed that movie. Is this movie perfect? No, it's not perfect. It does seem a little bit long, but didn't bother me at all. I enjoyed the entire ride. Some people might get bored at the runtime. I think it's almost 2.5 hours long. And like I said, the first half really doesn't feel like a Jurassic Park movie. And the one thing that I would change in the Jurassic World 3 films is I would have made this film the catalyst that releases the dinosaurs at the end, because I don't think it was 100% necessary to have all of the dinosaurs in our world to make this film happen. So basically what happened at the end of the last movie, I think, should have been the end of the third film. Now, the addition of this girl, Maisie, who was cloned, she has a big part to play in this film as well, and you're going to see how that ties into the original Jurassic Park movies. So there's some interesting stuff that goes along with that. I really did not like her character in the last film, and I think it was really the worst line in all of the Jurassic Park films was when she said, they're alive like me, and lets them go. I know it's a human moment, but I think it was a little ridiculous because I don't think anybody in real life would release these creatures out into the open because many more humans are going to be killed. But that is the biggest fault of the last film, something I did not like. In this film, they do a really good job with tying everything up, and it's a very fun movie, I will tell you that. If you're going for action, you're going to get plenty of action in this film. This film pretty much never lets up. The first half is like Mission Impossible, not a whole lot of dinosaurs, and then the end is definitely dinosaur-centric and does fit the franchise. So here's my overall score of this film. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. It's not perfect, but it is a great summer blockbuster and actually made a lot of money over the weekend. So let's talk about my rankings on all the Jurassic Park films. I would definitely put the original Jurassic Park as my favorite Jurassic Park film. It's everything you want in a summer blockbuster. It was incredible, directed by Steven Spielberg. Yeah, that's a pretty awesome special film. I would put Jurassic World second. I really liked the first of the new trilogy. It was really fun. I really liked the addition of Blue, the Velociraptor. I thought that character added a lot to the story, and how that character came in at the end to save everybody was a very cool looking moment. It was really well crafted. I think Colin Trevorrow did a great job directing that. So I really liked the second film. I would put the new Jurassic World Dominion as my third favorite Jurassic Park film. I would put Jurassic Park 3, then Jurassic Park 2, and then my least favorite film was the second Jurassic World film. So that's how I kind of rank all of these movies. If you enjoy the other films, I think you're really going to enjoy this one. Do not believe the critics. Go enjoy it. It is a summer blockbuster, and it did make almost $150 million over the weekend. So the Jurassic Park franchise is very well alive and kicking, and I do know they plan on doing another trilogy. So what did you guys think about the film? Leave your comments below. I really appreciate when people comment. Please, if you haven't, like the video, share it. Follow me, subscribe to my channel. It all helps, and I'm going to continue to do movie reviews. It's one of the main reasons why I started my channel. I love movies, and I love doing movie reviews, so you'll be having many more reviews coming up, hopefully this summer and in the coming years. I do appreciate the support. We'll see you guys on the next review.